as you may know, relatively new on the whole posting videos on YouTube, but got a few things to kind of get kicked off and kind of show some of the things I use while videoing, what I like, what I don't like, and some things I'm trying out to kind of see how they work. So start with, have this case here, just one that we had laying around that thought I'd try out. I had a backpack that I was using before and it seemed to work fairly well, but I like this because the hard case, so whenever I throw it in the back of the otter or carry it around, I don't have to worry about things getting hurt. But then also this case is waterproof, so if it does happen to rain or get wet, then that's not a problem. So just kind of how this case came. It was actually used for GPS equipment a while ago, but there's kind of these different cubbies. So right now I've been putting kind of some of my main mounts here. I have the other case, GoPro case that came with the camera over there, so I'll grab it and kind of show what's in there, and then have some of the like the 3-way stick and the small handheld stick in here, and then some cables, and then some of the other odds and end things here. Here, kind of got everything packaged backed up, so this is kind of how I normally carry it. So start with on top here, so have just the GoPro grip mount. Comes with the flexible piece here, so this is pretty handy to put on the roll bar of the tractor because it fits over that and can clamp on and don't have to worry about it going anywhere. The extension's nice to kind of get things up, and then you can move it any direction. So normally if you clamp onto the tractor, you then have this pointed in, you know, whatever direction, so you can get it turned to the correct way, so you can be viewing the direction you want. So on top of this, have the snap mount pro, or snap mount for the GoPro. So these are just magnetic that will clip onto the other side that goes on the camera. So I found these to be pretty handy. This one has the lock mounts on it, so you don't have to worry about it being jostled and coming off from just the magnets. So I'll show the other side of that here whenever I get down to it. So the other thing I have that came with the GoPro 10 or 11 is this just a short little mount here, and again have a snap mount on here so that it can clip on and not have to undo and do the thumb screw every time. Okay, so in this one here, and here I just have the Media Mod Pro, Media Mod for the GoPro here. So just kind of keep this in this case. Has a little bit better microphone in it. I'm going to start using it some more, and now I have kind of some of the snap mounts for it. Going to try putting it on and keeping it on more, but since it no longer makes the GoPro waterproof, probably not going to use it as much, but I do carry it with me right now just to have it available. Okay, and then kind of getting into these. So this is kind of the case that I use for accessories. So just have the small magnet GoPro clip on the bottom, or magnet on the bottom, and then clip on the side. Here's another one of the mounts that I just put a small clip mount on, and then have the magnetic side, or magnetic snap mount here. Have the rubber boot that goes on the snap mount for the camera, so you can clip it anywhere and not scratch up metal surfaces. Always carry an extra SD card in here along with or micro SD along with the SD card converter. And then I have, if I do some long recordings. Have the extra side door for the GoPro. There's a cable in here, and then an extra for the Gumby GoPro mount, one of their new ones. So that's kind of what I have been carrying in this one. In this one here, I have all of the batteries that I currently have for the GoPro. So I've switched over to mainly using the white Enduro batteries because they do work a lot better in the cold, which is when I've been doing most of my recording. And then I do have a couple of the blue batteries that came with one of the GoPros. So still have those, using them indoors is always, or seems to work the best, but have those. Have the other Gumby extension in here. It just kind of helps hold the batteries and everything in. And then have a snap mount attachment, so if I'm going to put it someplace I'm worried about losing the snap mount, I can attach that there. So this is the GoPro 10 Black. I use it for a lot of the time-lapse type videos, and then I'm currently recording on an 11 and use it for a lot of just the normal videos. So I'll show this is the other side of the snap mount. So you can see here that it goes on the feet, it's on the GoPro, and then it's just a magnetic plate. So that magnetic plate will then go on all the different attachments. So like on this one, it goes on and then rotates to lock into place. The thing I probably like best about the snap mounts is, yes, it is very convenient to be able to just clip it on. Like the camera I currently have is clipped onto that short extension, but you can just clip it on and ready to go. My favorite thing is probably, so I have the garage door here and it's metal, so you can just take and clip it on, and anything that's magnetic or anything that's metal, this will stick to. So if I'm doing something over here at the bench, doing some work, and I want to record kind of the workspace, I have all the wrenches up here that we have. Well, I can just clip these to a wrench, aim it down, and then it will be viewing this. So it's kind of hands-free and can clip it just about anywhere that there's metal. So it's handy there. On the Otter, I have this back plate that's metal, and then the roof that we just made, it's all metal. So it has lots of options for being able to stick it places. While I do like their other mounts that go on the attachments, just this being a magnet to be able to clip it someplace and then it be its own stand is probably my favorite feature. So back here is just a chesty mount. Haven't been using it as much, kind of to go along with that. So here I just, again, so I was using this earlier, and to free up my hands, you can just clip it someplace, and it is it will hold, you know, anything magnetic will hold it, or anything metal will hold it. So this is the back plate for the, like, putting it behind a shirt, where the necklace, just so you don't lose it, and then you can clip the camera on the back side of this in between shirt material, and you then have kind of a chest mount without having to put on the entire harness. So back over here to the box, so I have the old original 3-way stick, have a float stick here, just in case I want to do something at the pond, that way I don't have to worry about losing it. And then in here I also have just the, I think it's up to a 2-inch clamp here. So I have cables here just for recharging. I put one of the snap mounts on a tripod mount, just so you could easily put it on a tripod and then clamp the camera on. Just some wire, so if you put the battery someplace or put the extra battery someplace, you can kind of tie it up. So this is the Gumby mount, so it has these metal legs on it that you can put on something, so I've been using it on trees mainly at the property. You can put it on something and then twist the wires together and it will hold it. These are fairly rubbery, so it seems to hold fairly well. So only used it a couple times just because I haven't had it very long, but it has been a handy addition. This is a NPB4. So this is just an external battery pack. So it's got the lights for charging. It's got 2 USB-A's, a USB-C, and a USB micro. So it's got lots of options for outputs, and then you can charge it via the USB-C. I ended up going with this one because it has, I think it's a 10,000 amp hour, so has lots of battery life in it. Can recharge the GoPro batteries no problem, or if I'm doing a long recording with time lapse, I can plug it in and have this next to the GoPro so that it will run for a day or more and not have to worry about the battery going dead. One of the reasons I looked at this one as well was this is supposed to be waterproof, so once you plug in a connection, this is supposedly up to a meter deep for 30 minutes. It can be underwater, so I don't plan on doing anything underwater, but again, if it happens to rain or get caught out where there's moisture, you don't have to worry about this being damaged by that, since it's rated for that water. Here's another, I think this is a head mount. Again, kind of used it a couple times. I have an older one. This is a new one that came with the GoPro 11, I believe, as a kit. And as you can see, I haven't even unwrapped this one yet. I don't use it a lot, but it is kind of a different perspective to be able to have that included. In here I just have all the different kind of the clips and some of the little thumb screws, which now with the snap mounts don't need too many of those, but I try to carry some extras. And then this is the GoPro suction cup. So I've tried to use it some. There's a handful of surfaces that we work on that aren't magnetic. So things like plastic, I try to put this on. I think it's rated to go on a car for doing stuff. Being able to put it on glass, doing some of the stuff in the car, it has been nice for that. So I just try to keep it in this little bag just so that it doesn't get too dirty. As you can see that it does pick up dirt. So those are the main things that I kind of carry. Again, just kind of started carrying this box here not too long ago, and kind of testing it out to see how it performs and if it's going to do what I want. So that's kind of the hardware aspect of it. On the software side, so I have been using DaVinci 18. So been working with that to do the editing of videos. So there's lots of videos out there on using that program. I won't go into all that, and it's not super exciting for the editing part. But I found it to be, I had no editing experience prior to doing any of this, and I found it pretty user-friendly. I was able to look up a couple videos and got to working with it pretty quickly, and haven't figured out all the nuances, but it is a free program, and for just a little bit that I've been using it. So that's kind of the main stuff that I've been working with as far as kind of putting clamps or mounts on tractors. So a lot of times this goes on, this one here will go on the B2150 on the ROPS on that, so it will go on there nicely and it then becomes stable. On the Otter, I'm typically using either the roof or the back to just clip the snap mount on, and the plate that goes behind a piece of fabric that you can use as kind of the chesty for the snap mounts. I've been using it. I found that it's pretty good collection. I also have a tripod that I'll use sometimes and have it available. So what I've been using, whenever I started this YouTube channel, kind of one of the things I was interested in was what were people using, what was what software you're using to do the editing. And there's not a lot of videos out there on kind of people who are doing that. At least some of the big names out there that are doing it currently I haven't seen, or I didn't see any videos. So I thought it'd be just kind of a neat insight on kind of some of the stuff that I have and what I use a lot and how I use it, but then also the software side of it and doing the editing. So hopefully this will help other people who may be interested in doing some of their own videos, kind of give them some insight into maybe things to look at and how to get started. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time on this Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods.